Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
NPP TikTok a friend no eye Bawumia ba ekobi mu e wo court na Alaska di don e de ensembia to jaya watch say NPP TikTok it for na nkasa no ade papa bi ne ho omoye e de aboa oman no na omompoin for na nkasa mpo agi atumu say omoni e Ghana for ana say NDC for mpoin for ate na omo eche mutuma omo lawyers for no ebekwa ko bili ate omo ebekwa ko yi omo we ensema Alaska di don e de to ja PENDREAM TV suni. Subscribe to the channel and tell them notification bell on. You can see Ensema Alaska di don e dey to them.
We are talking. Are you telling the guy that the guy should come? No, Mr. Baby, I'm do that. We don't do that. How do you order? How do you order? Flash here. Which is
Yeah, fanyina mkwatro kwa. Eri wo ni enti a wo mo ba social media no wo mo ba be di atem. Wo mo so mo mpanifo se munni atem na mudi atem aye wa lawyer fo wo ho. Yadu yababa ni ababa beliu na brochirefo ne ho se mo ye star enti wo se enya me kan se bi se NPP go talented and talented kids we are talented adults and NPP hands for talent eba ku eye koku ase enti omunya pani bia nesi mwatu Mahama wodi yenka Mahama wodi yenka ene ye koku ase talents ana anchaye ana abawewe so akwako di atem wodi president Mahama atem ana so mo mpanifo me ba cho kamina lasa wuzi adenti na amudi atem
but ye be di atem na mo be tie na ye panifo be belie na ye social media ye nyina na ya yesta abotifo ba be wuzi ya chikamila wo ya boa bebre but ye be di atem na mo be tie na ye panifo be belie na ye social media ye nyina na ya yesta abotifo ba be wuzi ya chikamila wo ya boa bebre but ye be di atem na mo be tie na ye panifo be belie na ye social media ye nyina na ya yesta abotifo ba be wuzi ya chikamila wo ya boa bebre.
Right, ejawusha what you share mami fenchi amfama nankase man na yenyina yenimsa nankase akwantu kase lunch no abaso 2nd August 2026 awa nankase nti mami nchia nankase man nankase eye akwantu kase lunch no 2026 abaso mebacho machira huni entia abawa niso wababedi atem enti won se enchaye enra yenya ntia se NPP mpanifo se abaiwa na ji atum se bi wedi nkwasi asem na wedi John Dramani Mahama tema onni hu mache onni hu asechire anase onni hu adanse and we pleaded guilty to all the charges and a yamano 12 months with hard labor. NPP for sir omukwako appeal say too harsh, but you see they told them say our ye NPP mono ye de nkwasiafo sabi na petumi. It is a one dear tema Dr. Bawumia you obi anisika no nkwasiade na sabi ode ye. It is dear tem na ye ma osika. Abusia wan say show we no ye mo ye ntim anka bibi ntu obi aso keke. Ebia na fe no wadwen abai wan na ye jeli no say no kan yo.
But ye be dear tem na mo be tie na ye panyufo be beli na ye say social media ye nyina na ya ye star abochifo ba be wo say ya che Camilla wo ya boa bebre. But ye be dear tem na mo be tie na ye panyufo be beli na ye say social media ye nyina na ya ye star abochifo ba be wo say ya che Camilla wo ya boa bebre. But ye be dear tem na mo be tie na ye panyufo be beli na ye say social media ye nyina na ya ye star abochifo ba be wo say ya che Camilla wo ya boa bebre.
Right, I wish I catch you over say you ever can no credit at you. Now, unim. And you may be yamming one. Say the NPP for Soria, and a John Dramani Mahama, and a byway, and a MIA jelly NPP for Nanado Abresua. Na ye jelly encrofona ya kan wasem no. Nanado call France 94. France 24 kwa ye interview. Maybe I check bra Facebook. I want to inform official. Aha no, we speak truth to power. Now Alexander Mo mayanko nanado say obiye bibini ye jeli na enyo President Mahama ene enyo no nanado dankwa kufa nemom eye den ade Alex yanko.
Alaska the dawn. Oh, fearless papa.
Nanado.
I'm not responsible for jailing people in Ghana. The courts in Ghana are independent institutions. And they have been all through this period of the Fourth Republic. People misconduct themselves and they're brought before court. It's for the court to deal with them. It has nothing to do with the executive. And their behavior is what lands them in problem with the police and with the court.
Alaska the dawn. Oh, fearless papa.
Never talk what? Nanado dankwa kufuado and Camilla Alhassana oye NPP niba. Ose sabi party no aye Jimmy for party na odi atam ama wababa ye hero na ye jelly no na ye jelly no aye President Mahama na.
I'm not responsible for jailing people in Ghana. The courts in Ghana are independent institutions and they have been all through this period of the Fourth Republic. People misconduct themselves and they're brought before court. It's for the court to deal with them. It has nothing to do with the executive. And their behavior is what lands them in problem with the police and with the court.
Alaska the dawn. Oh, fearless papa.
I wish I want Enchi ye jelly amount for na nieko for asaso when you na ba ne say. Me ba in 2024 NDC so tuom branch organizer your friend no Kanewu ye jelly no 4 years e dia no koye me ba cho bra Facebook I want to inform official. You see ni enti amakofa sade we nyina ba be se mo hu nkurofo a enne wo mo bobna se aban we atete wom na nado say obi misconduct ne ho na se police any court ne deal with ono a enye president asem and Camilla Alhassan a misconduct ne ho and a court are dealing with her. So if you are to go by it one was say and now we know here NPP ni na what kind of President Mahama no nanado say wajimi tieniye nanado say unim nyansa so obo President Mahama din say onu ana ma ye jeli abaiwa no osu kasa wajimi anya me na meka na NDC aya so to organizer ya friend no aya Kanewu prior to 2024 elections ebusha bra Facebook yanko
Alaska the dawn. Oh, fearless papa.
Beba cho yanko tie abranche no ensema okan ye jeli no 4 years tie ni sam na okan no yanko Alex.
NDC is the revolution party. Na yesi democracy na eje bae. But see, I know person will say there. This 2024 is all time die. IGP, be careful. Jamison, Nick Bosmasari, you knew so many NPP for Bawumia stage. This 2024, what will Jimmy Bia? Fire is come to this country. I swear for Allah. If you like, come arrest me. I'm commander. Kanau, the Revolution Party, NDC, no Bagawai. I swear for Allah. 1 year steady. IGP, very, be careful. Now I hear say the matter the Colonel Japan say is true. You know the people that kill JB Dankwa because he need to recruit the fake police to come and kill the innocent people in this country. I swear it's never happened. NDC, you saw the China. Hey, you remember? I say your name, memo, but nobody. Since Commander in Chief Nana Dudakwa in vice. Don't know if we do anything for this country. I swear for Allah. Wallahi
Allah's cut the dawn. Oh, fearless, Papa.
I wish someone in summer a branch of Wayne Kayano. Maybe I'm Baba Bo near Camilla Ahasa so Kaye. Yafan Tutu, na Yankachi NPP, Samunja Jimiano. Kacha wansa Sabi Munja Jimiano na Ghana. For yeni aya short memory. My body achiraw na tieniye where NDC organizer always so tuom unless for no to sumami tieniye abrante we jelly no 4 years prior to 2024 elections tienibio.
NDC is the Revolution Party. Na yesi democracy na jibai. But see, I know person will say there. This 2024 is all time die. IGP, be careful. Jamison, Nick Bosmasari, you knew so many NPP for Bawumia stage. This 2024, what will Jimmy Bia? Fire is come to this country. I swear for Allah. If you like, come arrest me. I'm commander. Kanau, the Revolution Party, NDC, no Bagawai. I swear for Allah. 1 year steady. IGP, very, be careful. Now I hear say the matter the Colonel Japan say is true. You know the people that kill JB Dankwa because he need to recruit the fake police to come and kill the innocent people in this country. I swear it's never happened. NDC, you saw the China. Hey, you remember? I say your name, memo, but nobody. Since Commander in Chief Nana Dudakwa in vice. Don't know if we do anything for this country. I swear for Allah. Wallahi tillahi. Eyezu eyeza.
I will say when 2024. Me no ka say ye jelly a branch went 4 years. When in your okaye. Ye die abaiwa na enra. Ye jelly no for ye jelly no a year no or ye MPP ni onu so ye ntie de okaye.
Mama kwati ampenyi ni. Mahama wonkwala draws. Mahama ukodi e Miss Bell. Papa no. Sesi awama ye opening no. Anya ade a ye bejai. Ye hu se akwamdo. Unni sika odi be 24-hour economy no. Enti ye hu se akwamdo wi ye. E de ye TikTokers na ye wa na ye wo followers no. Ye ba chira wo shege. Mahama wo so nyame kumuma ye. Ubewu, unu oyire le odi na nyina. Sesi awama ye opening. Papa me no kasa wonti wo hu. Said and from the Georgia, and we are full during 30 minutes. Said the show exactly 5.35 and so the show. Sir Power Bosses 6:30. You're the factual winter because what for Mude. I bet that she needs to say, who lives out there who and who to me? Who to me because who my MPP for opening?
Ain't he? Nipa way.
Alright, I was here and Amra. Asa when you see NDC ni kasa e na bisa na nado say ada na wo ye mampani na wotena si na obi kasa wo ma ye chi no tie na nado kai.
I'm not responsible for jailing people in Ghana. The courts in Ghana are independent institutions, and they have been all through this period of the Fourth Republic. People misconduct themselves and they're brought before court. It's for the court to deal with them. It has nothing to do with the executive. And their behavior is what lands them in problem with the police and with the courts. It's not...
And now we are MPP ni na uwa kisu John Mahama say obi aka asam in 2024 we jeli 4 years na ya bisa na nado say anya a president onya police onya court 2026 obi so akasa onu ya jeli ni a year now say ya John Mahama na nado so yo jimifo. So one said this is what your radio stations and others will not tell you. You're from Alaska, they don't hear we speak truth to power. Yabama Ghana for when you so na bibia so ayakama ewa ha. Thanks to the production team. Eduswa yeko yaba ni ama Ghana for when you echo. So wow, I have given you chronology of events. Any niyama esi and once I would come wayelem. Obi oye so to just organizer or see onim say Jemensa any aya isi for your NPP for IGP this time and this if revolution mu obi a odi besi ye betwa se nipa kunkura e wo se nipa wu ye jeli no 4 years when they see John Mahama sabi woni nkwala na eda wo akisu no to the sense wo kanyama bebre na John Mahama wo be wu nyame nku mayen ani yedu ko gina court esi nsam na wo kan no enkwala ben na John Mahama sabi onu mo dae o si misre asam nyina meka medi hu fo udi hu fo nso dia ene ekomu ayi a NPP se motikwa pai na nado so yo jimifo se wo kasa asem because enye John Mahama na ye court. So other than NPP you thought you are human beings than others. Why can't you give peace a chance? And gradually you are becoming a useless and nuisance political party. We are using your own voices and Nyama Esida. Because we will do a lot of research. And the Amabo Adiachi Omienue. Emuni wada bena John Mahama bedani court. Da bena John Mahama bedani judge. So if then you were defending Obi Okasa Mubuzeli 4 years. Any obi a wakasa oni ye jelini a year. Nanado akachire your friends 24 say. On your court, if you misconduct yourself, the police.
Yes, I will never waste my time.
Because
breaking news na I could read it. And I prefer reading news than say meteor or masum. Because sometimes nipa no all kind of crab betimi so before ma we interest akele. So me kwana ya tro na me kind at least that is different. Because the last time I catch you, Niama utie a impacti wo.
Very well.
A influence the way you think, and the way you think is what you become.
Exactly.
And you call social media na utia man for nsem hunu no more kana. In utie to aswa in about 3 months when our language so you speak like them because our mind I align to those things. And you are not immune from the influences of those things. So in order to preserve your original, the originality of your thinking, don't expose yourself to a lot of things. So now every social media, me say minimum until say be abaha. Sasa we are walking by ya jele by from the Genesis based in there. Me follow Krana campus amate.
Right.
The only part I'm interested in is the outcome, which ordinary, I wouldn't want a situation where we work out transfer can na ese state ya cheno and I say ye na famra kwan so na yakwako jele no adanya onku nipa onwia na no de koka asem Alaska se ye kase ye leave that particular area no unregulated gray the year in recent times where shadow sponsors of political party leaders etimi ko sha manfo achi pese mudi aban atema momra mejemo your friends say yeah nkra no moto ndwom bi onam from mama ore na juma Jesus Christ ha anti ono no ote ho ukwaye na ba obejewo oje ayarefo oje ahiafo anti ukodi atam no ba Bawumia bejewo omodo be ko party office ye be dware wa hohoro nan say ama wadua na di ya ka kire say ya ba wa baso. When you do these things you incentivize these are young people chasing attention. We say a lot of people you born din keke na ye do
oni Bawumia quick picture keke.
Exactly. Attention on mo shopping enti me kodi with political opponent atem na automatically no obajemia. Why not? But that is not politics. That is not the lie of leadership as ya because Bawumia baby a John Mahama tie nei e ho na wo partner. Enti uba na say ye omo ye di watem bia I will be happy and people say amamfo di akufo ado atem Alaska me I have never been on a platform I have gone personal insulting somebody never. and I will never do that. It's always about the issues. Being president as an incompetent leader, not you as a father with your family. Whatever happens in your family, I don't care. What I say, because every age, you know, when you're an Kasakran is a blessing, because it's not easy to be 80. And I will not go to that line, but I am looking at your performance as a leader vis-a-vis the promises you made to the people, as against the corruption and air coso, as against the future of young people being taken away by your insatiable greed.
Okay.
And the desire to make your family rich at the expense of these poor young people and more future in the country. That is my problem. What I say? So we need to change the political narrative. Certain element of decency will be embraced. So we opposition party now per power. Baby, we are still doing day. You can't just your friends bring back 1990. 2000 politics, okay, where you strike emotions, you flip the narrative for me as Antony, me any that tribal sentiment, you know, ethnocentric supremacy, me when you so chemo, Sanya man and fly in the face of political logic. I would be anything. Alaska is about policies, programs, what you promise the people to do, the prospect of young people, where they want to go, opportunity, credibility, very key. I will be our promises. I watch $1. They said them. Now you share your $1 and do I said them unlock the key no quay ye.
Dollar no the key.
The quay or the number yes your friends or the South keeping. Now watch them. Dollar the Bawumia said them for almost how many? Almost for 4 good years. Want to be MPA. And if we come back here now, Kasa, your major focus should be how do I reconnect to the people so that the trust more loose in terms of my ability to manage the economy now. You know, how do I win that particular trust back? Because I know economic lecture how do you get that back?
Okay,
that should be the focus. It's not about sponsoring these your friend is saying young people who don't know their left from their right, going on social media. Mame for our jare or that sort of between the not TikTok in some hunu and nipanka or motor or moka. And the sad aspect is more to coin. Mr. Ghana and Kwana say you took coin Kopeska, Alaska. Uko other relation as far you took coin for Sikao. You took coin for enlightenment, you could see idea to get exposure. Because we nyansa. Well, here or cry, you can navigate your life through the storms of life. Typical Ghanaian. I'm for cancer, Muno. Right. Yes, one crab, no one crab, you know, bed delivery. Shame. And then, Obacosa, sanity, so cry. Now, when you're that young fee when you're Tiana Manon soon. Now we are watching, say, on Musa and cry, Alaska. Oh, Nina, I cried in Nina. Oh, my, Ubesuma, what I say. I will quiet near my bonnet. Am I over to I say, Quina Sam, not the beer, my multi-fear air bobene. And that is exactly what is happening. So that be my message to President Kufuor, NPP Panim for na Sabi or more dream bopi or my politics or multi politics as you know. They cannot leave the party in the hands of these young and who are operating on baby's emotions. Alaska can't baby's emotions out as here. One who cry a pie in a board and or to tantrums that.
That's right.
Who can't show on Tiasia? The board and the case of Bajina Kufa to buy no bino. Mejime ball, more you mean from there, and I was sent a crowd in a ball.
Matching
to turn and sad, you know, 1 and 9. And that is the attitude these Kobia and Co are using to run the NPP. And Paninford should realize, no, this is not the party and the legacy they want to leave behind. At least certain prominent people should come because me, I want the NPP to be better. Sabaya bet me offer a certain competition within our democratic space. Sabaya political party be able who say I come be a man because some people have metia. Like you wonder like how possible.
So I want to see.
And say see. But it's happening in Nyamebaya Republic. That is in Nyamebaya Republic. So Alaska, that is the reality of the matter.
Okay.
So the NPP as a political party, no, me say they need to pause. Now I'm review all their priorities, making sure say now more you see if a political party there is one thing doing things our party based but also that one there is not normal and that one has no political capital. But it is another thing if you are able to convince reasonable people to come to your fold. My culture say answer a political party be best survival chrome no. You should have the capacity to convince at least a certain proportion of intellectuals within the society.
It's true.
Alaska, yeah, got to 2024 elections, Abba. For the first time in the history of this country, you saw your friends saying university lecturers from University of Ghana. Our monam chair President John Dramani Mahama as a candidate.
The flyers
at the time. Not the sitting president, no, and the head of government. Our womb. But they felt to say enough is enough. They've had bad governance, and teacher Nia willingly. Hey. Teacher Nia willingly. Uncle Babia enko yin anim so all your politics no. Omo yi omo anim and I'm straight. Your politics.
Just, they are calling the bluff of the government.
Exactly. What can come. So if you're a position party and you're able to endear position yourself and people have that confidence, they will risk their job, they will risk their career, they will risk their future. But Alaska, can you risk your future for this group of people who don't even know, who can't even make one sound decision and get it right?
Now what they are telling is that the table will turn.
And that is the most silly flip of this particular conversation. And the tables will turn. So if your people are being killed, you sit down till they kill all of them until the table turn. Is it reasonable? Because handsome way, but if a leader of a political party is saying, say, the table will turn. Is there any guarantee the table will turn soon? When is the table going to turn? And what says even the table turns, it will turn in your favor? Do you have that assurance? Do you have that guarantee? So if you think that something wrong is being done, why don't you make sure that we take corrective measures and fix it today?
That's right.
Call the young people in your party, educate them. And then I make somewhere the NPP communication machinery now. I'm worried. The catchers, if they need a consultant, they should come. We'll charge them and fix something for them. Because you see, Alaska, when you lose power and you are communicating, you can assume arrogant posture. You need to speak with an appealing tone, a bit of an admission, and then you put the pressure on the government. That is what you do. But you come from a background of media. So as a bugabio free China bar, earphones, and so earpieces and as my waba, or be so nim DSC. But you messed up. They happen yet timidity brain they know you are the key architecture, very instrumental in its creation. Why we are here. So you cannot turn a blind eye and 15 months after expect the whole nation to go after the president who has come to fix things. It can't happen. So in communicating, you need to be very strategic. That's what I'm saying. That communication is a fine act.
That's right.
That can be led by intellectuals.
Can be led by
intellectuals, not noise makers. A majority of the people leading communication for them, most of them are noise boxers, making noise all over the place. When you hear their voice, it's so annoying. Their voice, their tone, the language, leave a pin in your heart. You can't see leave a pin in your heart. What I say? Also, obi kasa. Nipa na sem na oka no eye wabufu wo eka wonko anka TV ne ya wo de banka wo de unsa boma pai TV no. You have unya sa feeling no be. Sure. Asa nipa na oka asem no ono a onka nyansa asem asa asem na oka de abufu sem asem no asa onokre wo mo atwatwe ne baabi e na all sell hypocrisy nti eye wo sa TV ne ya wanka sa wo de ba won kan hwe fom.
Sana communication akwa.
Sana communication akwa na sa communication no en convince nipa. So instead of connecting, that communication seek to disengage. Disengage means the people away now also. So distancing as a amount closer to the people, no, you are pushing that distance away. And look at the caliber of people leading the communication. And then it's about TikTok. Akrabia kofaki kiseme ninya camera scene anymore, so a communicator. No say boom. The word politics na nkasa krontas ya governance no onimba bi efriba. No an say what yakeka nsem bi a kire no. Okotie radio ba akomienu no otese we kan we. Na yakeka bom ne adenam. Communication ya twira mo bi. Enti ukọ asampa FM de kwaku kan ho. The same asem na abana kan ha. The same asem na kofi. The only difference e wom the voice ayesesa. kwabrani ni adwene nim nyansa wo ni tim sa menso makosko me nipa asem yo mo dia ma me let me analyze it na me situate within a reasonable context na me hwe how metimi apply me ankasa me way se be ya asem na me kan no betimi convince nipa ko political communication me kan asem ayeti ha ye kan obi wo ha ohun ye nabufu asem a wo kan na ye ne tan but ontimi nkasa wajai ontie oboa oyedan obetie
sa
because apart from so ono nya adwene ni nyina no onim se asem na wo kan no aye no kore asem na wo kan no he will learn something from it. So as a communicator should have that binding connection with your base. Nti wo kan asem na se wini obi a the wo direct communication na wo kasaka ka emfaso obi ani. So that is noise making. That's what I'm saying. Most of their communicators are noise boxers
and TikTokers and take the center stage.
Because there are instances you go on social media, you are watching videos, unse a pop ba. Nipa bi o ha wani born so a unyentie de o kakra ba flip. Why? Because you are convinced beyond every reasonable doubt. Say nipa o ye wa huni nyansa de ntimi mfiri ni mu ma. Enti no untie no. Me say I'm very selective when it comes to things I listen. So morning show ni TV show na for hardly never say me hwebio. Answer na matena TV say me hwe no. Na me nim say winim nyansa me besuan bibi. Anya sa no. Anya breaking news na me pe.
Answer na beka so tie obi.
Yes, answer na matena say me tie obi either radio TV or whatever. I should be convinced that winim nyansa. Ghana for what twen mu. Because much is expected from government.
Okay.
Especially on the front of accountability. I'm for more messy up this particular country and it will be dealt with. And going forward, and then so no quite the public purse buying. When it comes to promises relating to the public purse, I yatibebre mancrophobic crackers on Babo home by anybody hosono. Not public purse will be the question pass or shall. Well, so I think anumu na yeguswa how things will be better for the average and the ordinary Ghanaian, because in a normal sense, and that is how governance politics is supposed to be. And Shishaya at the top, supposed to gear towards taking care of the welfare of those on the ground, so that we can coexist as people. Now your integration, very tight. Na neema bakwanda mienu bi break the bond we have as a country. In other places, I never know when to be hold it together. Behuna faction be free baby, behuna way free baby. Na akofa neema be braba, because in our inherent society na ye no, there are these tribal lines. Ne neema be bra. Eto dia nipa break ye obetime obi abenya baby agina. So you create neema be take away the incentive money pious and neema na free or say the bond as a nation, always and always, I hold it together. But the best way to do that is to ensure a political level where decisions are made. No, by your name, on the other side, I have football.
Okay.
Yes, and Alaska with himself.
On himself, dear.
Well, with himself, baby, we are here through the way Barcelona fan. We are here the dead.
Oh, sir.
Alaska now Sunday final Argentina versus your friends in Spain.
Okay.
Omo nyumbi ase friend daha ya no ba bi ebetobia no ya diem
okay o ka kwesi sai
o ma me no kwa ako a o ka pore say esi anim
okay
and da bi e ka besi ase ma manfo fisa group na yedi enye na no betra na me ka ba interview I attended some time ago no bi bisa say team ban no mu nyim me ba ko ka ho say wo bia adwuma na so obefa obi ho sika sem so accountant ga bi adwuma ne bi na obi ba interview a shada bi sanse Messi ni Ronaldo hwan ni mbobo o pafri na no ka se Ronaldo amemfa no onye no kwafo o sika wo adwuma m nyina obewia yes, because it's not a matter of emotion, it's not a matter of opinion.
Now adavio o we bia na de bia ba
o fo bi accountant obeho sika sem so interview no fa ka ho se Messi ni Ronaldo hwan ni mbobo obi na no kase Ronaldo a pam no, because I nipa no nye nipa
on
mebobra on ka no kra betim do sika aja no obewia ma company na bo Alaska this here. So I think that's Sunday you have boy
okay,
and everybody should be proud. Say for no more kasa amone bi kasa they are proud to tell you say they watch Maradona.
Okay.
Somebody who says I was proud to watch Messi your friends Pele. But yeah, the generation we should be proud, say Messi, because the greatness has never been seen.
Wow.
The previous two na ye can there, but Charlie, none of them.
The impact, you know.
None of them comes close to this young boy from Rosario. And I think that when the football see be was some bebre, but yeah, the football in there, ja unim say sanity. So Alaska sanity, and you can home be.
But I say, Ivan Che innocent now telling Kano. Ubi Juma na ebiaofobi as an accountant na obana bisani se Messi ni Ronaldo hina ni nimbobo na nyamia mwano no kasi Ronaldo a akwa no oya bambo ni obaba be wie juma
obi osikaja onya no quick comfort or the emotions better key decisions agu adwuma
because no kure ne da ho
oh am fanya adwuma
mempe wasem nti
dabi zero no we no de me nsan twatwatwo onya no kwafo
mensawa
obi osika
but I say Ivan Chainos and now time check 28 minutes into 3 p.m. yan share your discussion I say tell Ivan wadamfo Camilla Hassan abaiwe ya na no ekọ pa na okan ne wo so obeka the tia President John Dramani Mahama oka wie kura no ba ko obeka ni say womom ye TikTokers na mu yo for NPP no womu di atem om panifo no beba be yi wo mum yi wo mu wi normal ye star na brochiri for ne hu say wom so mu wo ho oh that's right oh so
you don't even need to play Sasem no.
Okay.
I sat in this studio and I told you exactly the motivation behind some of these things. That is how irresponsible a political party the NPP has become. You see, very often when you are doing discussion like this, John Mahama and his government and the Mamuamano. So you better how you man say you be making sure the government does the right thing. Not to near you when near my you criticize and draw the government attention to do the right thing. Ordinary, that is how the conversation subsequently say
very well.
But taking a sharp detour because the opposition that is supposed to be a beneficiary of such debates, are drawn into a character. Instead of discussing government and the opposition have become a subject of political discussion in almost every topic, not on the prospect of power, but maybe on the lines of negativity.
Okay.
And who's a political party, a opposition party, either in positive light, I better draw closer to power, or in negative light, I better take you away from power. When the NDC was in opposition, Akufo-Addo nsɛm na ɔyɛ ni nyina na discussion na gia towards NDC's favor, it was positive, but